How you doing? I've not been live for a while now, so I just thought to graze in and say hello to my people. I don't know how long this life is going to last because I want to go to the market to get some items. Um, when you see a content creator that is into fashion tutorial and all that, put up a tutorial, you should be grateful when you come across any tutorial, whether you like the creator or not. You should be grateful, especially if they are from this part of the world. Are you aware that fabrics are very expensive now? Datas are expensive. To top it, we don't have regular power supply like before. So most times you're working on a project, it's going to take you a longer time because probably you're working, there's no lights. So when you see a creator put out their work out there, please, when after consuming, appreciate by dropping a comment, dropping a like, help them push their video. That's the best thing you can do for them. A lot of persons, like for someone like me, I've been on here for 2 years and now, so 3 years, so 3 years plus now. I've not been monetized, but I still post. You understand? Sometimes I watch at my watch hours. Sometimes YouTube just drastically take it all out. Like you just want to but it's for the passion. My aim actually, that's what encourages me most times to put out my post out there. My aim is not it's not just about the money. It's about I want someone to remember me somewhere. I was able to do this type because I watched a person's tutorial. Not everyone that watch your video will like to comment or anything. Even before I opened the channel, I wasn't that much of an engaging type, you know. But I know that I will always consume your content if I like you. I always go back. I'll listen. If I have to comment, I comment most of the time. But now I know better. I know better. I know the impact of it. That being said, who is here with me? Anyone here? I found out that there's something I found out. The reason I found that out was because I got someone that I'm tutoring physically. Um, she's one of these people that always learn on YouTube. YouTube is a very good platform, we should give it to them, where you come, you learn new things. But sometimes depend on how smart you are when you're consuming tutorial content, how smart you are. And also you have to put in the work, you have to make sacrifices. You don't just consume content and sometimes you're watching a 15 minutes clip, 20 minutes clip. Actually, when I started my YouTube channel, I actually wanted to give my own diluted aspect of my content, like when I'm doing everything. But I found out that the videos were not doing too well because it's long. And later when I read that humans have a short attention span. So when you're doing things, you have to capture them, you have to captivate them, you have to keep them. So even a longer video sometimes gets some people tired. But if you want to learn, you can't learn in a 15 minutes clip that everything was cut out. Hello, you're welcome. And everything was cut out. So I said I have a student, someone I'm tutoring physically that comes, she comes not all the time. I found out that she was learning, I thought she knows how to sew very well, right? So, when you're a beginner and you are an intermediate learner, it's not the same thing. Because I know she could sew very well, there's nothing you caught that she wouldn't be able to sew. So I felt, and she said she used to make some clothes from YouTube. So when I tell her do this, I was wondering why she's not doing it the way I want her to do. So I asked, at the time, I was almost like, hold up. You told me you can sew, you learn on YouTube. So why is it difficult for you to do this, do that? So how do you do it? She will say she does what they say in the video. I said, okay, you do what they say in the video. Okay, fine. Do you use their measurement? She said, no, I said, then is it not the same thing? So why I'm saying this is when you are, that's why in my videos I always say, use your measurement. Use your measurement. When a tutor is teaching you here on YouTube, they might insert their measurements. It's not the same with yours. You have to go back to your measurement. So if you're a beginner, you should take note of that. Use your measurements. Also, practice. You get better. Even the person that is teaching you, they are practicing. Do you know that sometimes even the videos we make and put out there is also a video that we're using to test run what we're doing. So you have to practice. If you're learning, you have to practice. And not just practice, try new method. And you also have to understand that in tutoring we have different methods. It's just like school of thought. There are different school of thoughts. There are different methods. They have Natalie, whatever, this, that different method of doing patterns and all that you get. So you have to keep trying. Like me now, when I'm making trousers, I see a lot of different methods of trouser making, but one works for me. The one that works for me is when I divide my hip by 10 and by 20. That one, hello, that one I have found out that it works perfectly. There's no pan that I make that does not come out well with it. Whether it's for a very plus size, it comes out very well for me. So I have stick to that. I have stopped moving around doing that one you do after doing your connection. You add 2 inches by this side. I don't do it anymore. Even for a male trousers that I've made, I just stick to it because it works for me. Now, will I now see another tutorial, another person's tutorial that is teaching? I said, even there was one I saw on TikTok recently. I saved that video because I said I want to try it out. I want to see the difference between that one and my own. Because if you don't try them out, you will not know. So I'm saying this, that when you come to a person's post, you see a video they've made, right? You also have to teach yourself more. You practice, then you compare. Then the one that works for you is the one you will. It's just like making jollof rice. There are different methods of making jollof rice. But any recipe you use that you find out that this recipe bangs better for me, you stick to it. It's not a rocket science. You stick to it. And if you find that, oh, sometimes you may also have to rewatch a video over and over and over again to get it. So that student opened my eyes to it, that I actually want to reform ways I I teach, because sometimes you just think this person knows it. Just think, oh, this person knows it. They might get it, but sometimes they don't. You don't, and I also realize that people learning process is different. People that they don't absorb knowledge fast. Some absorb very fast. Some don't. So if you have a question, you're here, you're hearing me, you have a question, you can ask. If it's something I can answer you, or I will. Or if it's something that you want me to make, then I will. So the Captain 242, how are you doing? So if you have a question, I'm a fashion tutor here on TikTok. So yeah, I say TikTok. Yeah, go on, beg. On YouTube, sorry. So if you have a question you want to ask, let me know. You ask your question and I will answer you. I don't know if this is my first live for this year or the second one. I Reason I've not started my constant live is because I want to get a board. Sometimes I just want to explain and use boards to explain. Silliest thing I've done for fun is to be quiet. Have I answered you? Thank you. I don't think you are into fashion, right? Anyways, so that is that. And also, I want to talk about breast breast princess darts. Yeah. There are three stages to princess darts. I don't know if people knows about it. Depending on your bust size, that determines how you contour your princess darts. So let me assume I want to sketch. I hope I sketched it well. So let's assume this is the bodies, right? Some dart starts from here. If you're busty, your dart should be maybe 3 inches upward like this. Because what that will do for you is it's going to give you room for fullness. Because of the fullness of the breast, going to give room. If the bust size is middle like this, it's perfect. But when the chest is small, your dart should be towards the tip of your shoulder arm like so. You see? Medium bust size, middle like this. Very full like this. So this is how the three stages. This gives the one at the upper part gives you a more contour, because if you're of a small size of bust, this place is usually very free. So when you hold from here, you might imagine sewing from here, you see that you're gripping here more. When it's here, you can see it. When it's here, so you have room for the fullness of your bust. I hope it makes sense. I don't know. Anyways, that being said, I just want to graze in, say hello, say hi. I don't want. I know that lately I do post reel. I have some work. My phone is actually hello, simple. Hi, good morning. So I found that my phone is okay. You're welcome. Welcome to the family. So my phone is having a little kind of issues. The sensor, I don't know if it's the phone sensor. It moves fast, it works fast. I can't edit, I can't really type. So that's why I've really not been able to. I have some videos actually that I've not been able to edit. I might be editing, it just deletes the clip. So trying to fix that. When that is done, then we'll come back to making tutorial fully. But the little clips that I could post, maybe pictures, videos, just short clips and all that, I'll post them for you people. Then I think I want to teach. I know some persons have issues with, don't understand the way their trouser works. Different shapes that a trouser gives, how you could achieve different shapes that a trouser gives. Okay, I should go to settings and search Gboard. Okay. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you so much. You see, that's why it's good to speak up. Thank you. I appreciate. I'll do that. So that will be like our next is Android, Motorola. So that will be like our next tutorial. Then I also want to take on, I want to do like a beginner course. All right, thank you. Gboard, right? I will remember. Let me put it down. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Thanks for the information. Thank you. So I said I want to focus on beginners course. Henceforth, like we're going to start with the basic skirt, how to achieve basic skirt, because that's what my new students had made me to understand. Okay, okay, all right. But I don't really get what you're trying to say. Law install a new keyboard. Okay, what happened was the phone, my screen got bad. I changed the screen, and after I went to change the screen, I was having this issue. It just kept moving very fast, like very fast, and sometimes it's even like almost like it's blanking out. So that's just it. I said because of my new. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Hi. Because of my new student, I realized that I want to have a different approach in my tutorial, and also I am going to start with the beginners class. So those that just so I can walk you through it. We'll start with skirts. We'll start with basic bodies and the different kinds of skirts. Then before we move to trouser, that I will do subsequently. So that is my plan. I don't want to do maybe every trendy. You need to understand the basics first. So thank you. You need to understand the basics first so that you can so that you can so that you can get the rest well, because that's what this channel should be. All right. I hope this was helpful. If you have any question, ask me. You can use my handle on my Instagram. You can reach me on my Instagram handle. Etheline Clothing. That's the Instagram handle. Then if you have a message, just drop it there and I'll reply you as soon as possible. Okay. Um that being said, ah okay. Thank you, Simple. Thank you. I appreciate. That being said, enjoy a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, whenever you get this. Stay blessed. Till I come your way again. Bye. Thank you for making my life worth it. And I appreciate Miss Simple. Yeah, bye. Thank you. Till I come your way again next time. Ciao.